Hi and welcome. I am Laura Nicole from Firecracker Projects, and this is my third Flosstube video. I would like to thank all of my new subscribers and those who've watched all of my videos. I am so excited. When I originally started posting videos, I thought that I would probably get about 5 views per video. That being my husband, some of my family, and like my very bestest friends ever. And so I'm super excited that so many people have watched and enjoyed my videos. Today at the Firecracker Project's house, we've had some big milestones. You'll see, hopefully, that next to me is our Georgie. If you live in the Upper Valley and you follow the Upper Valley Humane Society, you recognize Georgie. He's famous. He was a part of a horde that they took out of a home last year. He had 49 other brothers and sisters that were taken with him, and they were distributed between the Bedford Humane Society in Bedford, New Hampshire, and the Upper Valley Humane Society. And our friend George here was the last one to get adopted from the Upper Valley Humane Society. I want to bring this up because most of the time when people talk about bringing home a shelter dog, you see all these videos of dogs happily going home to the forever homes and so excited to be with their new human, and this guy was not that way. And I think a lot of dogs are like he was. I'm not going to go through all of our trials and tribulations that we've had with him. We are not a family that's had a bunch of shelter dogs. The dog that you saw in the second Flosstube video with my husband and I is Trixie Ann, and she is a purebred mini fox terrier that we, I hate to say it, got from a pet store. However, so we're not necessarily experts on behaviorally impaired dogs. But if you want to know more about the trials and tribulations we've had over time with him, let me know, comment, let me know, and I'll, in another video, I'll give you sort of the whole spiel as to why we needed a dog, because we clearly actually needed a dog. It wasn't just we felt we wanted another dog. And there were lots of trials and tribulations, you can imagine. You know, with me, there's always a story. But today, our Georgie has had a wonderful milestone. Because he came as a part of a horde, he did not like to go through any type of cramped space. So he didn't like to go through doors. He doesn't like to be in an enclosed room that only has interior doors. He wouldn't go with you through a door. So in other words, to get him outside, you have to walk outside and then he would follow you on a leash. I guess he's now tired of being famous. But he doesn't like to be in any type of cramped area. He has been to several different places with people, like the dog park, and we walk our dogs in a community, so he has to be around people. But we've pretty much, because Trixie's a small dog, and those of you with small dogs know, you can't run up on a small dog. They're more likely to bite you than a big dog. So we've kind of trained people not to touch our dogs unless, you know, they sort of walk up slowly and wait for the dog to come to them. We already had people trained that way. But when we first got George, he also wouldn't even go up behind us we have some woods. If you know the Shaker Valley Land Grant area, that is pretty much almost directly behind our house. And he wouldn't even walk up the path, which is a road. However, there's trees on either side, and the leaves and the branches do cover the road, so it's a covered sort of road. He would not even go up there when we first got him. I think it felt too cramped. So he has been to like the vet. We did have him spend a night at our kennel, so he could see what that was like. But he's never been to our pet store. Now, we don't have a Petco or anything like that. We have the West Lebanon Feed and Supply, but they do allow your dogs to go in there. And actually, the Upper Valley Humane Society does do adoptions from there. I don't know if it's certain Saturdays every month, but it's quite often. But he was never a part of that because he could never, ever be around that many people. They could not get him into the place. So today, because he's been doing so well in other areas, we decided we would see if he would go into the West Lebanon Feed and Supply. We were fully prepared that we would drive up, get out of the car, and he would put his feet down and not go in through the doors. But surprisingly, none of that happened. He just walked right in with us. He walked right down the aisles. I think he was anxiety ridden, but we didn't have to pull him or anything. He walked really nice on the leash. He has been going up to people and smelling them. He didn't do that today in the feed and supply store, I think because the aisles are sort of close together, and so the person was really close to him, but he did really, really well. So I'm super, super proud of him. I know that doesn't sound like a big milestone, but for him, it's a big deal. Matter of fact, we also bought them a new bed, and I thought that it would be a good idea to put it in the back seat with them, so they just lay on the bed in the back seat. And I forgot that when George gets really upset, he like projectile vomits everything he's ever eaten in life, and today he projectile vomited twice. So what I can tell you is the bed we purchased is washable and has been washed and is super clean now, so good news. But it's a very exciting time in my house. It almost feels like we have a normal dog, almost. We're getting there. So the real purpose of my video is to talk about my Stitch Mania plans. So I must really be a maniac or not think my life really well through, or I don't know. May is a very, very busy month for me. I work in the school system. Our last day is on June 13th. So from now until June 13th will be crazy in my life. We have like all of these things that need to get done before that time. So it'll be crazy. I do some work at work, but a lot of the work that doesn't involve the kids, like lesson planning and those type of things, because of the type of job I have, is done here at home, not at work. So I have no idea where I've come up with that I have this much time, but I'm going to do Stitch Mania. I think I'm also committed to doing the Tunbridge Farmers Market in Tunbridge, Vermont, which starts in the second Saturday of May. So usually I would crochet something up, and this would be like my first farmer's market, but I was going to crochet some things up and maybe make a couple needle minders and see what happened. I have nothing made at this moment, so I don't think I'll be doing the May's Farmers Market. I think I'll be starting in June. So yeah, I have that going on and that happening. So, I had forgotten that I needed these buttons, so I went to get some thread from a store here to make some things for the farmer's market. And I found these really cute buttons, and I'm going to make them into needle minders. I probably shouldn't show you the purple one because I'm keeping that one. I'm definitely keeping this one. They're actually buttons, but I just love how they look. They're just little flowers. And I have 2 green ones that I'll make into needle minders. And then this blue one. I just thought they were so cute, and they will make such good needle minders. So hopefully these will be available at the Tunbridge Market in June. Farmers Market in June. So my dog is on my stuff. So for Stitch Mania, I know some people are doing a new start every day. Some people whose birthdays are in May are doing a new start based on their age. I don't think I can do either of those things. I don't have enough kitted up, and that would require me to ask my husband for probably a significant amount of money, which isn't going to happen. And I just don't have a desire to do that many at this time. Maybe next year, definitely not this year. So I have decided that I am going to do a new start on every odd day. I know that sounds weird, but on every odd numbered day, I will do a new start. And the reason is because my birthday is May the 25th. So on May the 25th, and this is the only definite day and start, on May the 25th, I will be starting Black Masquerade. It is a Mystic Stitch chart, and the artist is Maxine Gadd, and I just love it. I told you guys I lived in New Orleans. I lived there almost a decade, and I love this chart. It reminds me of New Orleans. It's got a whole Mardi Gras mask theme, and eventually what I would like is to have sort of like a New Orleans memorabilia type of space in my house, because we have all type of beads and doubloons and artwork that we got while living in New Orleans. Yeah, so I just think that would go so beautifully with it. So on my birthday, I'll be starting her. And I got this stuff to start her years and years ago, and I just never started her. I told you guys, I'm not good at starting stuff that's intended for me. I'm not good at it. So I've decided she will be started on my birthday. That's my birthday present to myself. And I will be using this 18 count white Aida. I don't know what company this is. It's 36 by 21, so I have plenty extra room. I got this fabric when ABC Stitch Therapy still had a store in Grantham, New Hampshire. That's how long this has been. So yeah, that was like forever ago. They now are only in Texas, which makes me sad. I no longer have an LNS. But she's going to be started on May the 25th. Some of the other starts I'm going to start this month are, I'm going to start this Mill Hill Kit Charmed Mitten. It is Santa's Night Charmed Mitten. So there's a Charmed Mitten collection, and this is Santa's Night. And like all the other Mill Hill kits, it comes with the beads and the thread. But it also has this little tiny heart charm that I think is super cute. So I really think I'm going to like that one. Now, I don't know if this kit is still available. I got this probably sometime in August of 2005. So, don't know if that's still available. Then I'm going to start a kit by Dimensions, and it's called To Have and To Hold. And this is a wedding sampler type of deal. And I do have someone in my life who might be getting married within the next couple years. There's no date or ring or anything yet, but I think that would be nice to give to them as a wedding gift. I think it's really cute. I have done another one of their kits that has love in the middle for my cousin, and that came out real pretty, so I really think this will come out real pretty. Then I have another wedding themed or marriage themed kit, and I am going to do it for people who may be getting married soon, but they've been together a little longer, and the beach is part of their love story. But this Janlin kit is called A Marriage Is. And you see here, right on the bottom left, is a heart that you put whatever initials you want to put in here. Now, I'll have to really take a look at this. I was thinking if I do this as a wedding gift, of putting maybe the date here under the words of the marriage. If you've ever done this A Marriage Is kit by Janlin and put a date somewhere in it, let me know, because that might be nice too. But I'm going to start this so it'll be ready when that happens. The next 12 charts I will be doing are part of my Baby Collection Precious Moments, ABC Baby Collection Precious Moments Afghan that I have been talking so much about. And right now I have To O started. So for Stitch Mania, I'm going to start Q through Z and the middle pattern, which is 12, which I'm counting as 12 starts. So each individual letter is a start plus the middle pattern. And I think doing this Afghan is why I haven't stitched in a little while, because I'm a little burnt out on it, I think. So maybe starting each letter in the middle will help me get back into it, I'm hoping. Because at least I'll have a little bit of each one started. So that's all of the new starts. Now, on the even number days, I will be working on my works in progress. So, of course, I might work on O one day, and once the others are started, I might work a day on those as well as whips on even numbered days in May. But I also thought I would rescue some of my whips from my UFO pile. So there is the Morning of Icarus, which I talked about in my last video, and I'm going to try to work on him as well. But some other whips I'm going to throw into the rotation are The Castle by Teresa Winsler. Now this book will look sort of familiar to you, those of you who watch Katie, the Queen of the Stash Queen. If you watch Katie, the Stash Queen, you will have seen this book. It's the Best of Teresa Winsor Fantasy Collection. I probably purchased this in 2000 when it was copyrighted, because I've had this forever. And you can see that when Trixie Ann was a puppy, she took a bite out of this. She didn't tear up much as a puppy, but this was one of the things she got a hold of. And Katie is doing Night out of here. So if you ever want to see that being stitched up, I think she's going to start that this month in the MAYnia MAYnia May type of deal. Here's the castle, if you've never seen it. And I know different floss tubers have this in various states of being done. So if you follow my blog, you've already seen it. I haven't done any more on this. So this is where that dragon currently is. None of the back stitching is done. You'll notice it kind of cuts off here. I think page 4 started somewhere like up in here. So I've started the last page, and I was going to do all the back stitching last. You see, like, the fabric needs to be cleaned. And I do my own version of parking, you'll notice. So I'm going to pull this out and work on it. See how far we get. You'll notice on this one, I don't not often talk about needle minders. I think this is the only one I still own. I had one that my husband purchased from ABC Stitch Therapy when they were still in Grantham, but it fell apart one day. Like, I used it a lot, so it just fell apart. But this one I got, and it's really, really cute. Hopefully you can see it. It's hard because it's white. Last year I was involved in the 2015 Alessandra Adelaide Christmas. I think it was the Christmas Stitch Along is what she called it. And I purchased the charm pack that she had. And when she does charm packs, she makes the charms herself. And this is a needle minder she made, and it's so cute. It's bells on there. And on the back she even has a little something. Don't mind the messy back, but there's a little ceramic back to it as well, which I think is neat. My last needle minder didn't have that. For those of you who may not know, Alessandra Adelaide has been a little under the weather recently and has had some real health challenges. So if you've ordered directly from her or her website, or emailed her or anything like that, it might be a little backed up, but she's back. She's back, and if you wait, she will get back to you. So, also, I have another Mill Hill kit that I started. It's called Santa's Closet, and it's Santa's hat. And I bought it the same time I purchased that other Mill Hill kit. And it says it comes with charms, but I think the only charm is this little jingly bell on his hat. So, I don't know if this is still out there in the nether being for purchase. But here is where his current state of being is. You can sort of see his face. Let me see if that's better. Once again, he's appeared on my blog recently, so if you follow my blog, you've seen that. Now, for my last whip that I have, that's other than the Alphabet Afghan, I watched, it had to be last Tuesday, but that Stitchy Ryan put up a new Flosstube. And he was talking about Artecy charts. And I love Artecy charts. I have not heard too many people talk about them, but their charts are beautiful. You will notice in the intro to my video, there are, I think they're both in the intro, 2 bookmarks I made. One is palm trees and like the night sky, it's real dark blue. And one is the wolf. And I will put links to both of those, to what they're actually called, and where you can purchase them if they're still available for purchase on the Artecy website. But I don't have anything but great things to say about them. So I've done those 2 bookmarks by them. But also, how I first found out about Artecy was that from everythingcrossstitch.com, I ordered Hathaway Cottage from them that they had on. So this is actually printed out that I have. The other 2 charts I downloaded. I really hate to download charts because I don't, if I use a computer to read, it can trigger a migraine on me and it's not good. So I usually print out my charts if they're downloaded. So I like having my charts in print. So I actually have this one in print. And I started it ages ago. Like ages ago. And I was looking at the fabric today, and I think I left it in the Q-snap and left it out. Must have been at this time of year where pollen was everywhere. So you can see the fabric, it's white, Ada. I don't remember the count of this. I'm going to say it's probably 16 count, because that's usually what I do these Artecy designs on. Okay, so you can see where it's like bright white and then it's this yellow color. So I'm going to wash this and try to see if that'll come out, and hopefully it will. If not, I guess I'll have to restart it maybe. I don't know. If you have any suggestions, if you've ever been in this situation, what was helpful? Was just washing it helpful? Did you wash it with something specific? I usually wash mine with light dish soap. Not the dish soap that has all the, you know, you can buy dish soap that has like lotion or whatever in it. Not that type of dish soap. So, but when I heard Stitchy Ryan talking about the Artecy design, I thought, oh, I love my Artecy design. That Hathaway Cottage that I have not pulled out in since 2011. So I'm going to save this one from the UFO pile. You can see how far I've gotten. It's just in the corner there. A little bit of confetti, but not bad. Just haven't worked on it in a while. I'm going to pull that baby out. And believe it or not, oh, there is one more I have to show you that I'm going to work on. And I don't have a picture of it finished because it was part of the stitch along last year. So I left this on a Q-snap, which I know I shouldn't do. I left it in my everything room, so, and it's dark fabric, so I might need to lint roll it a little bit. But I also, because it was such big fabric, I thought I would buy the bigger Q-snap, and I don't remember the dimensions, but I hate using it. So I'm probably not going to use this big old Q-snap anymore. But this was the Alessandra Adelaide 2015 Christmas stitch along. I am going to break this baby out and stitch it. It's an advent calendar, which I really want. I want an advent calendar. I love Christmas, and Christmas time in our house is a big deal. So I thought I would do that. I mentioned to somebody, because they were talking about the Dimensions kit that's the Victorian house. Is it Victorian Night? Is that the name of it? Or something like that. And it has navy fabric. And I told them I'm really worried about it because I love the way the colors go together. Let me say that. I love the way the colors of this pattern and this fabric go together. However, when stitching on this green, I'm not at all having any fun. It's really difficult for me. And this is only 18 count fabric. It's not really small fabric. It's 18 count Aida. I don't remember the color name of it. But I will also be rescuing this to work on during Stitch Mania. So we'll see how far I get. So that's all of my MAYnia plans. Not too maniac. Not too many starts. Really sort of finishing up stuff that I already have started. And working on some UFOs I haven't seen in years. Maybe the Hathaway Cottage will end up being a new start if I have to get a new piece of fabric. We'll have to play that one by ear. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them right below and I will get to them, and I might questions I'll answer in the next video. Hopefully I will be posting pictures of each day of MAYnia, both on the Stitch MAYnia Facebook group and on my Firecracker Projects Facebook. So if you're not part of the Stitch MAYnia group, you could still see what I've accomplished for that day. I am hoping to be able to make a video mid-month of May, but like I said, it might be touch and go as far as how much time I actually have, because I think I've pretty well painted myself into a corner with time in my life in general. So I think that's it for me today. Happy stitching. Take care.